My light sounds like it's about to explode. So if the lighting looks weird, it's probably having a freak out. Hello. I'm on my bed. I'm out of breath because changing my setup took way too long. Also, yeah, I'm not wearing any makeup. I couldn't be bothered. Also, the camera's further away, so I'm sorry if you can't hear me as well. And yes, my hair looks awful. But this is the only free time I've had in a very long time. I just said time 3 times. 4.
Hello, darkness.
I have been at work. I have a real job. I have been at university. I've been reading for university. I've been so busy and doing other stuff, and it's been crazy. So this is pretty much the only time I have to be able to film this video. I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna chill out. I've got the house to myself for once, so I feel very zen. What is this video? I wanted to do something a bit different, not just change the setup or whatever, just do like a completely new thing, but it turns out I'm going to do a haul, so that's not very new, is it? Living in a capitalistic society, I like to think that I lessen the inevitable sinning by buying things that I think will nurture my mind. One of these things hasn't nurtured my mind. I bought this cardigan. It's got ridiculously large sleeves, it's green, it's knitted. I'm very hot in it, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna take it off in a second. This is from Topshop, it was pretty expensive. This is it. I don't know why I keep doing this. What am I, some kind of thing? Okay, the lights nearly died then. That's brilliant. My boyfriend said this looks like on The Biggest Loser when they lose all their fat, so thanks Nick. So apart from the cardigan, I bought, unsurprisingly, and also a bit guiltily because I've realised that my book tour video I did, like my bookshelf tour, that's not all the books I have. I have more books than that, so oops. I bought more books. I'm gonna take this off. I am frigging boiling. The first book of my haul is this one. This is, I'm sorry if it's a bit shadowy on this side as well. Maybe I should move more in the centre as well. There we go. It's The Girls by Emma Cline. It's about a cult and how you get kind of seduced by the cult, and it's a fiction book and it's very well written. It's one of those books that you see a phrase in it and you're like, I've always thought that, but I never knew how to say it, if that makes any sense. That's literally this book in a nutshell, so probably gonna get a 5-star on my Goodreads. This is beautiful, look at this. It is Phillip Pullman's new book, The Book of Dust. I haven't read those books in years and I absolutely adored them when I read them. They're one of my favourite series ever. So I was thinking about rereading it before reading this in case it like didn't make any sense, but I think I'm gonna jump into it and then just see. Also, fun fact, Phillip Pullman has the same birthday as me, 19th of October. Also, next month I'm going to see Wicked, the musical, and I didn't know it was a book until Hannah Witten showed it. She talks about the book and I was like, oh my god, I need to read it, and the font's pretty big so I can probably whiz through this. It says the subtitle is The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, and I've always felt a certain affinity for the evil characters in stories, so it would be really cool to see the perspective of the Wicked Witch. The second segment of this video will be a favourites as well, because I haven't had enough favourites to do a favourites video over 2 months, but there are a few things. I also bought this very classic famous book. Look at that shiny. That really reminds me of something from like childhood, I don't know what. It's Jonathan Safran Foer's, that's very hard to say, you have a very difficult name. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, which I think is it a movie? I feel like it's a movie, or it's a very similar title to a movie that I know of. I don't know why I said that, because it literally says a major motion picture, because I am a complete idiot. I bought Flowers for Algernon, again second hand. I like the cover actually, I think it's quite cool. It's a little mouse and some circuitry. Attractive noises with need. I have bought and read Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, which has received so much marketing that you're probably sick to death of hearing about it, which I was, and was not entirely sure about getting this book because I think John Hank are like legends. Very articulate there. I'm not the biggest fan of John's other books and I just don't particularly like his writing style, but this one, wow, like you can tell he's been through what this character suffers from, which is OCD. And I have OCD, fun fact, but it's not as bad as this character's. The writing is actually very smart and I wasn't put off by the characters talking like 60-year-old philosophers, which they usually sound like, because there was an overarching theme, which was the OCD, and I really liked it actually. I have to say the title didn't really come into play until about 3/4 of the way through the book. I even like the cover, I think it's really cool. Yeah, I just really liked this. I finished it in about 3 days, which surprised me because I'm not a very fast reader. Okay, moving on to non-fiction for the haul. I haven't read this yet, it's got hair stuck to it, it's lovely. This is The Anxiety, you can't really see it, this is The Anxiety Solution by Chloe Brotheridge. This was probably the most popular book about anxiety that I found on Amazon, so I was like, you know what, I've never really read a book specifically about anxiety and I suffer from it very badly, which I will do a video on at some point. I'm thinking of doing one quite soon, but yeah, so I wanted to read about it. I mean, I don't really believe there's a solution, but the book should be good. Hopefully give me some life skills. The second non-fiction book in my haul is Palmistry for Today. I stumbled across a few palmistry videos on YouTube. I can't remember his name. It's called Jim something. I'll link a few of his videos below, but he's got the most soothing, lovely ASMR voice. As you guys know, I'm very into astrology, and I'm very into kind of supernatural things. Not so much ghosts and stuff like that, but I love like palmistry. Is it called supernatural things, like fate-telling things? I like palmistry, I like tarot cards. I haven't got into crystals yet, but that's probably going to happen at some point. I just find the idea of being able to influence fate in some way, or learn what fate has to say, if it exists at all. It's a very, very tricky thing that I find it very fascinating. It's probably because I got Venus and Scorpio, isn't it? But anyway, so I was drawn to the first book on palmistry that had the best reviews on Amazon, and it's great because it actually has like examples of hands and like goes through the different things that hand has, and I feel like I'm gonna never be finished with this book because there's so much in it. It's by Frank C. Clifford. This is A Billion Wicked Thoughts by oh god, I'm gonna butcher this, sorry. Ogas and Gaddam. What the internet tells us about sexual relationships. I am absolutely fascinated by the internet and anything about the internet, and obviously a lot of the internet, why have I said internet 4 times? Obviously a lot of the internet is to do with sex. It's just a fact. I think it's going to be fascinating. This is probably my favourite thing I've purchased in a very long time. I wasn't going to buy it, and then I saw the video and I was like, if I don't get this, I'm going to regret it. I bought Dan and Phil Dogs calendar. Of course I did. Look at those dogs. I can't wait to put it on my wall. I've got 2 big Dan and Phil posters like here, so it will go quite well next to them. I love every photo, but my favourite one, guys, my favourite one of their calendar is like 100% this one. Oh my god, look at that dog. I'm gonna die. I've deceased, I've descended, it's got its tongue out. I wanna just eat it. Does anyone else want to eat fluffy, cute things? Because I do. I had a very similar set of reactions to basically that one photo, but my boyfriend was round and he said, my girlfriend is broken, and he was right. Dogs break me, man. They're so cute. Love boys! Last 2 things. Look at this. It's like a stained glass window and it's so stunning. I bought another one as well because I was only going to buy one. I was like, I'm not buying one. They were reduced as well. They're from my uni bookshop and they're by flametreepublishing.com, so if you want some you can get some. This has got a lovely meandering hillscape. I thought it was a river, it's not, it's a hillscape. I almost don't want to use them because they're so beautiful. Lovely kind of thick quality pages with lines. Got 2 little ribbons, not one, so that's very handy for me because I often write multiple things in the same notebook. I still can't believe they're only about a tenner each, probably less than that. Maybe you can, but I thought that was pretty cheap for how beautiful they are. Stationery haul wise, I bought these highlighters. Now you may be thinking, why are highlighters interesting? These are pastel highlighters. I never liked the bold, bright highlighters. These are Stabilo pastel highlighters and they are bloody brilliant. They don't obscure the words as much when you're trying to highlight. They kind of look like lollipops for some reason. Yeah. Next segment. So the 2 main TV shows that I've been loving over the past 2 months have been Bojack Horseman, which is about a anthropomorphic horse who is a celebrity who only had one hit TV show and now lives in a spiral of depression around other characters who are either humans or animals. Love it so much, it's hilarious, and the theme song is excellent. It's all on Netflix. Bojack Horseman's very good. And the second show is Big Mouth. Wow, I love this show. It's based around teenagers and they're maturing through, like, I think it's middle school and puberty and the trials and errors of life at that age, and it's just so funny. There's hormone monsters and there's only 10 episodes I think, and I was very sad because, and one season because it only came out this year I think, very recently, but I'm so hyped for the next season if there is one. I thought it was hilarious. I whizzed through it. I have such a short attention span and I was just like phew through it. So yeah, Big Mouth. It's very good. It's on Netflix as well. Watched quite a few movies this month and last month. The ones that stood out to me the most that I liked were Zoolander. Yes, I'd never seen Zoolander. Everyone at my workplace that I now go to because I've got a job, they were like, how have you not seen this movie? And I was like, I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't ever get drawn to it before. I don't know why, but the title put me off a bit. I thought it was about zoos, and like zoos are a bit but it's not. Literally laugh out loud funny. I could watch it all the time. Also watched The Ring. I'm trying to go through some more horror movies because I hadn't seen barely any. It was a tiny bit scary, but I think the main thing I liked about it was the kind of crime drama aspect of it and how the woman had to find out what was happening. Creepy, but not to the extent where it kind of overshadowed the rest of the story. It had a good plot. It was awesome. I also watched Kill Your Darlings, which is based on of course I'm going to forget his name now. It's called Allen Ginsberg. He's played by Daniel Radcliffe. There's Dane DeHaan in it who plays the other guy, I can't remember his name. Their relationship is so wonderful. Stunning visuals, stunning story. Daniel Radcliffe was absolutely excellent in it, and also because it's about poets and I'm a poetry person. So lastly, for movies, I finally, and I might have to move out of shop before I say this because people are probably going to, that your jaws will drop to the ground and plummet. What? I'd never seen Lord of the Rings before. I've now seen the first, second and half of the third one, and they're friggin' awesome. I wouldn't say, you know, they're like my bestest, but I would say that they're up there. The world, I like the creatures, the special effects are pretty damn awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Because I knew they were so long, I never wanted to watch them. They're like 3.5 hours average each, but the pacing's so good you almost don't feel like that. So two things just happened. One, my light died, and I actually think I kind of prefer this light even though there's clear shadow on this side now. Because the window's there, so there's natural light coming in from there. Second thing was my card got full, so I had to delete something. So it's all going well. I'm actually quite near the end now anyway. I was talking about Lord of the Rings, but you know what? Like, you all know it. You all know about it. It was quite funny to find out where all the memes were in it. Like the "you shall not pass" and the "one shall not do this" thing. Ned Stark says, I can't remember his real name. Sean Bean. I can remember his real name. Last favourite, I actually had my conches pierced, which is the bit of your ear. Oh, obviously I have to do a close-up of this as well. It's basically this part of my ear, so it's not the lobe, it's the bit above it. So it's thicker cartilage. Hurts like crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I had this one done sitting up. I was originally only gonna get this one done, and then I wanted it evened out, so I went back. But I had this one sitting up, and it really hurt, and then I had this one lying down and didn't hurt, so I don't know what that's about. Or maybe it was because I knew what was coming, but I really like them. They're only like shiny studs at the moment, but eventually I want to get hoops in them, which are going to be pretty hench hoops. And I also have 2 rings at the bottom now. I've had a stud on the back one for a while. Yeah, and I'm just quite hyped about it because I love getting piercings. So there we go. I was going to get my belly button done, but apparently I don't have enough of a lip on it, like on the top of my belly button, which is a bit depressing. because I definitely wanted to get it done, but oh well. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. I have a new seal! This is Max, and the reason he's called Max is because pretty much all day when we went to London, I had Hardcore Max from Smosh in my head. I feel like it's a specific seal, but I don't know. Oh, it's a harbour seal. There we go. Oh, he's so soft. He's so soft. Love soft things. His name is Max. He doesn't wear a helmet. He keeps it on his handlebars. He's failing all his classes. I promise I'm going to be more active on my social medias. I do exist. I am alive. I've got to go to uni now. It's going to be fun. It's a workshop week. We're going to discuss each other's stuff. Creative writing, critical writing. It's a good old masters, this one. I love it. So yeah, sorry for the lighting dying and all other shite. Thanks for watching. Listen to Nirvana. They're a great band, in my opinion. Bye bye. What the fuck am I doing?